Good morning, friends. This is your old girl, Melanie Rose, here to share your daily aspects. Today is January 1, 2022. Happy New Year! Yay, we made it! Woo! We have come a long way, babies. The sun is in Capricorn today, as are Mercury and Venus and Pluto. So much of our attention is going to be on our responsibilities and ambitions, our thoughts and plans, the reassessment of our attachments. We are really being asked at this time to take our intention setting a step further, deeper into the reality we seek. This means knowing what we want beyond the next car or home or vacation. Our ideas around responsibility and ambition will expand from here, coming from a deep place in our hearts and embracing everything we touch. The waning crescent moon begins in Sagittarius today, making ingress to Capricorn this afternoon. Tomorrow's new moon is also in Capricorn. With the new moon, we set intentions, and Capricorn is organized, so we get organized. We put our homes and our altars in order, we sweep up the floors, and then roll out the plans for global, heart-centered domination. Let's take a look at the legend and go over the symbols on the page today, and then we will get into some interpretation. Forever at the top of our list, we have the sun. The sun represents our outer life. This is who we are when we step out the front door, the person that people get to know when they meet us for the first time, and also how we come to engage in our social, civic, and work spheres. After the sun comes the moon, and the moon represents our inner life. This is more about your relationship with yourself, your emotions, the things you feel, know, intuit, as well as how you come to engage in your domestic sphere. Neptune is on the page today, and Neptune asks us how we relate to the human collective. Uranus asks us if we can do things a little bit differently, and so sometimes brings about some change. Jupiter is our planet for growth, so that's positive expansion, good fortune. Venus is about our love and money, or how do you relate to those people and things that you value the most. Saturn is the structures that we rely on and our responsibility to maintain those structures. And Mars is your personal sense of initiative, whatever that fire is in your heart and under your butt that gets you up and going. Mercury represents the intellect, especially those day-to-day thoughts, plans, and communications that we make and the running around we do. And Pluto represents extremes, like the extreme ends of the story, the death and rebirth, the high highs and the low lows of our experiences. As for aspect energies, we have a few on the page today. We have a couple of squares, and squares just represent the potential for challenges to come up. Trine is a very positive vibrational aspect, and it basically says that things are working so well between these planetary energies that we're likely to have some synchronicity and some harmony come up in our own lives. Ingress is a sign of transition, as a planetary body is literally moving out of one sign and into the next, and so we are likely to feel a shift in that planet's energetic effects in our lives. And sextile is a cooperative vibration, also very positive, tends to generate good things. Signs of note on the page today are Capricorn, Sagittarius, Aquarius, and Aries. So, with all of that said, I have divided the page into two columns, one for each of our luminaries. The moon sheds light on our inner lives. It sets the tone for our emotional experiences and our home space relationships. The moon moves quickly, creating several short aspects that bring with them energies that may affect our feelings and intuitions. The sun sheds light on our outer lives, and it sets the tone for our experiences at work and in the social and civic sphere. I address the rest of the planets on and aspects on this side because they take longer and they have more to do with our actions out in the world. And we begin with the moon today, Central Standard Time, friends, at 2:16 in the morning. A void of course moon runs square to Neptune. This aspect makes us extremely sensitive to the thoughts and feelings of the people around us. It can be challenging at this time to tell our own energies apart from that of others, and so we may be especially susceptible to another person's negative or needy energy. Being able to sort what is mine from what is not is a muscle that occasionally requires to be flexed. This aspect lasts about 2 hours. Sort what energies are mine from others. And here in the middle, from about 2:15 until 5 p.m., the moon is void, of course. So this is a good 14 hours here, where we have an excellent gap of time to turn our focus within and think about our fondest desires, so that we can begin to set solid intentions for the coming month and year. Good intention setting hours. And then at 5:02 p.m., the moon makes ingress to Capricorn. The moon in Capricorn tends to pique our sense of ambition and put us to work. We set short-term goals that are easy to manage so that we can feel that sense of accomplishment. This transit lasts about 2.5 days. And then at 5:08, just a few minutes later, the moon reaches its perigee. This is the point in the moon's orbit where it is closest to the Earth. It indicates an amplified effect of the moon's aspects on our inner lives. So, amplified emotions, intuitions, and domestic effects. And then a little over an hour later at 6:13 p.m., the moon makes a sextile with Jupiter. So this one represents good times and good fortune in the heart and home. Connecting with our friends and family at this time can generate positive outcomes for everyone involved. That's about a 2-hour aspect as well. Good times and good fortune in the heart and the home. So today's lunar signature is one of transition as we shift from the challenge of feeling everything this morning through the rise of our desire to get some things done, and then to easy, happy connections in the evening. A little bit of something for everyone. On the sun side of the page, in the ongoing column, Venus retrograde is with us through the end of the month. And it may have us giving our warmest alliances an unintentional or intentional cold shoulder. We are conservative in our approach to sharing our love and our labor, Not just because this is the time for our commitments at work and at home to be under review, but because this is also the time to attend ourselves with loving care. Venus retrograde is an opportune time to make certain our relationships are balanced. Investment for value. If we have been taking the short end of the deal, this is painfully obvious by now. It's time to stand up and ask for better terms. Mercury is currently in Capricorn for another day, and this is an aid to our negotiations. Don't miss the opportunity to speak up about what is needed to re-engage your labor and your love. Saturn square Uranus will be with us for just a few more days. And this is challenging us with shifts in our status quo. Whether or not we wanted to begin doing some things differently, we may have been put in that position anyway. Bucking the system is uncomfortable and it makes us feel uncertain. Again, this is the time to advocate for ourselves, but not to make ultimatums. And today is day 4 of 4 for Mars sextile Saturn. This is the controlled burn, lending us endurance to see our extra responsibilities through at this time. Mars is a good sign for new beginnings, so if you've been thinking about taking on a new responsibility, you have the celestial green light right there. Today at 3:50 a.m., the sun went trine to Uranus. We are likely to feel good about whatever changes are coming down in our work, social, and civic lives at this time. This goes beyond cooperation to synchronicity. When we want the same things and can work toward the same goals without having to compete, we can set great things in motion. This aspect lasts about a day. Synchronicity with changes in the outer life. So again, that's work, social, and civic. And then way down here at the bottom, around the corner on the clock at 1:09 a.m. Sunday morning, Mercury makes ingress to Aquarius. Mercury in Aquarius helps us back up and take a broader view of things. Our perspectives open up and we're entertaining all options in the spirit of invention. The thirst for expanded knowledge is upon us at this time. Mercury's transits generally take about 29 days. However, Mercury's first of 3 retrogrades is coming up. That begins on, so I'm just going to make a note down here. Mercury retrograde is coming up. That begins on January 14th. Generally, this leads to some shifts and shakeups in our plans and communication. Mercury retrograde lasts only 3 weeks, and it will turn direct again after Venus, about a week after Venus does. Tomorrow, we meet the culmination of the new moon in Capricorn, where intentions are set around our sense of ambition and achievement. Next week, on Wednesday, Venus will make a cooperative aspect with Neptune. And then Venus reaches its perihelion, or closest point to the sun, on Saturday. And on Sunday, Mercury makes a sextile aspect with Chiron. Also, next Sunday, we will see a first quarter moon in Aries, which will encourage us to go ahead and begin to act on the plans we are making this week. And we will talk about these things and more as they come up. That's it for today, friends. This has been your Daily Aspects, an astrological weather forecast for January 1, 2022. Welcome to the new year, friends. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Melanie Rose, and I will see you all back here tomorrow for more Daily Aspects.